It's 10 to 8, not quite as early a getaway as we would have liked, but somebody kept hitting snooze on the alarm and then dreaming about buzzing on her wrist. We've got to get around this point and a couple of other points while the tide's low. We've got a hard day ahead. We've only got 11 miles to go, 17 k's, but there's a lot of rocks to go over, not just around headlands but along beaches, so it's not the easiest section, but if we can get it cleaned up today, we've got a pretty cruisy day to Alava tomorrow.
One of these poles is not like the other, and it's not the repaired tip on this one, it's the fact that this is now Mr. Stumpy. I had a bit of an accident. I slipped on some rocks, pole got stuck, and I fell with all my body weight on the pole, so it's now broken and will not go quite as long as its companion. So that's a bit of a pain, trying to get a replacement part 2 weeks before we leave America.
But better your pole break than your leg break.
Yeah, it is better that my pole broke than I broke.
Here's a lesson in where to step. So greeny seaweed, bad. Maroon seaweed, good. Any rocks with barnacles, good, nice and grippy. Those rocks over there with the brown sort of slime on them, very bad. But we are getting round to a sandy beach, hallelujah.
Done about 3k since Chilean Memorial Camp. We've come around a very rocky headland called the Johnson Complex, but now we've got a nice stretch of sandy beach. The tide will be incoming now, so we're kind of racing that, but we're not super pressure. We're heading for Norwegian Memorial in another 2 or 3 k's. What's Lucky Marvin found now?
Yeah, boys. How's the fun? Shall I bring it with us?
There's things in life you simply need to know, like sun and rain and trust and letting go. It takes a bit of suffering, sleepless nights and wandering, before you make it safely to the end, the end, the end.
There's another headland done. My new method is, now that I got my feet wet, I just walk in the water, and gloves for the barnacles.
Got a different type of rock fun now, the rolling marble type. So we're going to stay at the nice sandy beach at the campground and wait out the high tide, but then we read a comment that we wouldn't have been able to get off until it was blowing what we needed.
It's 1:45. High tide is at 2:15, which is an hour and a half away. We are going to wait here for probably 3 hours till we're on the other side of the high tide, and then we'll assess it and probably progress round with a falling tide.
We're waiting it out for high tide to lower, and I've just seen a bear. It's a bear down at the end of the beach.
Just having a little pack up of our stuff because there's a bear coming this way, and with the tide in there's not a lot of space. Tide is back to how it was when we arrived. The only difference is it's on its way out, not in, and we've seen a bear. 7 k's to go. These are the bear prints from the bear we could see on the beach.
The long headland just in front of Matthew, that is Cape Alava. That is the finish point for the PNT after 1,200 miles. So the end is literally in sight.
This is why we've waited this long, quite close to the sea.
Less stressful on a falling tide than a rising tide.
Certainly is. I just waded through this because my feet are already wet. In his words, so he was kind of like a dog waiting, not wanting to follow.
Stupid waterproof shoes.
Stay true to that fire in your heart and your soul.
After several miles, we are finally back on sand, and doesn't it feel good on the feet? Now the next game is to find a campsite, because they're not always clearly marked.
Check out, look what Lucky Marvin's found this time.
Is it beer? He's found beer. We've arrived at our campsite. It's quite an unusual campsite. We've got this space, which isn't bad, and then over there in the dark under the tree is a flatness that we can put the tent. There's actually a washing line already up, and we have a sea view.
We've just finished our breakfast here at Yellowbanks camp. Clear day ahead, tide's dropping. Probably still got another hour and a half maybe to lowest tide. We'll get packed up and get on our way.
Okay, this is the last day of the PNT. We have only about 8k's to go. Mostly super cruisy along sandy beaches, so that is awesome after yesterday. So yeah, this is it. Day 100 of walking since we left Tumied, Glacier National Park in Montana. We are almost there.
Don't say you're ridiculous, you're not even close. Don't wish for indifference, you're not one of those. We fall, but we always rise up through it all. We get a little wiser.
We're into the last mile of the PNT, which is pretty amazing actually, like almost surreal. Don't really want it to finish, but I kind of want it to finish. It's kind of strange. We've got 1 mile to go. We're back onto lovely rocks, which it wouldn't be the PNT if we're going to finish on a nice sandy beach. It's cruisy to walk on, would it? That's Cape Alava, just sticking out behind me. Westernmost point of the USA, well, excluding Alaska and Hawaii, of course. So yeah, we are almost there after 100 days.
We are literally within 200 metres of the PNT finish line, and the PNT is throwing up a few last obstacles for us, isn't it?
Well, that's the PNT done. We're at Cape Alava, the western terminus of the Pacific Northwest Trail, and we're done. We've walked over 1,250 miles, 2,000 k's from Glacier National Park in Montana to Cape Alava in Washington in the Pacific Ocean. So,
Awesome.
well done us.
Well done.
Make it safely to the end.